Hello, is this on? Friends, do I have something exciting for you today? If you can't see the chaos that is my bookshelf behind me, we are doing a complete bookshelf reorganization today. I'm in the middle of redoing my entire reading room, which I will have a video out very soon for, which I'm very excited. And with that, I am completely redoing my bookshelf. So right now it is very chaotic. I kind of just like threw everything on here to get the rest of my room kind of set up, which it still isn't. So first things first, I need to add 2 shelves to the bottom of my bookshelves because Target is very annoying and they only give you like 3 shelves to, change around. So the first 3 tiers are great, the spacing's great. And then we get to the bottom where there's just this massive amount of space that is so frustrating for my OCD brain. So I hit up one of my friends that does, cabinetry and things for a living. And I said, hey, do you have some of these extra shelves? Because I cannot find any shelves, like replacement shelves anywhere. So first thing we need to do is take off all of the books from the shelf. And then I need to add that extra shelf so that we have our base, I think the way that I want to do this though is I want to still have this bookshelf being all the books that I have read and this shelf being all the books that I have not read. I don't like to mix books that I have read and then I haven't read because then things get lost. Oh my gosh, it's so hot in my room right now. It is freezing outside, but my room gets a lot of, this room specifically gets a lot of sun. So it heats up pretty dang quick and I'm wearing super fuzzy pants and a really fuzzy sweater. So I'm a little bit toasty. I am going to see the new Wicked movie in like 45 minutes. So I'm hoping that I get this done before then. Oh my gosh, this is literally a workout. Considering I don't go to the gym though, I probably need it. I might have to put a tank top on. This is some serious hard work. Oh, there is just a thumbtack sticking out of the ground. That is a hazard. Okay, now to figure out the spacing for my shelf. Oh wait, I have a tape measure. Whoa, that was really loud. Where did that go? Okay, I had a tape measure. Oh, there it is. Okay, moment of truth. Oh, I just stepped on my tree. Oh yeah, perfect. So now we're gonna grab my new shelves and see if they fit. I don't know if I gave him the right measurements. I measured them, so I think that they're right. Oh, they fit. Yeah. You can't even really tell. I keep smelling oranges and I don't know where it's coming from. Now for the last shelf. Oh, like a glove. Okay, I gotta put a t-shirt on though because I'm sweating. Okay, now that we have our bookshelves shelved, now I need to put the books on. Okay, so like I said before, this shelf is going to be... Oh, that's terrifying. This one, for some reason, like leans forward, but there's nothing on, like it's stable, but like it comes, it's scary. Okay, I have 30 minutes. It's crunch time, baby. Okay, for the top shelf for this one, I think I'm gonna keep it roughly the same as how I had my top shelf before. So I had all of my Holly Jackson books starting out. So we've got The Reappearance of Rachel Price, Killjoy, A Good Girl's Guide to Murder series, and 5 Survive. Love all of these books so much. The Reappearance of Rachel Price, one of my favorite books of this year. You know what? I think the whole top shelf is going to be the same. So it's going to be all my YA mystery thriller, my favorite YA mystery thrillers. So then after that, we have the One of Us is Lying duology. Well, it's a trilogy now, but I don't have the 3rd book yet by Karen McManus. Oh, and then we have my beloved Jennifer Lynn Barnes' The Natural series. I am missing the 1st book. I do need to get it in paperback. And then we have Stalking Jack the Ripper and Hunting Prince Dracula. Loved the first 2 books of the series, hated the second 2, so I only kept the first 2 books. And I also have the new paperback version of Stalking Jack the Ripper. You guys are really far away, so I kind of switched angles really quick. I don't think I have any other YA mystery thrillers, especially in series, so I think I'm just gonna put the next Jennifer, maybe I'll put all the Jennifer Lynn Barnes books together. So I have my Inheritance Games trilogy right here. I think, is this how I had it before? I can't remember. And then I'm also going to put, once I finish the duology for this, I'll have both the books up, but right now I've only read Anatomy, so I'm gonna put that up here. And for now, I might put the first 2 books of the Shadow and Bone trilogy because I haven't read the 3rd one yet, and I'm just trying to like fill gaps right now. I think I'm gonna put those on the top to finish this first shelf. Now for my second shelf, I kind of think I want to make this a fantasy shelf. So I'm gonna start with my beloved Cruel Prince trilogy, and then we also have the Daughter of the Pirate King duology. So Daughter of the wait. Daughter of the Pirate King and Daughter of the Siren Queen. And then we have a recent read, which is The Prison Healer, and this was a 4-star, I believe. And then for some of my other fantasy books, we have The Starless Sea by Erin Morgenstern. This one I think I gave like a 3.75 or a 4-star. I don't know, it still feels like a fever dream in my brain, so I don't really know exactly how to rate it. And then we have The Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches, which I gave 5 stars. Oh, and then we're getting into some of my beloved favorites, and that is Half a Soul, and this one I gave I think like 4.5. And we have The Unmaking of June Farrow, which was a 5-star and one of my favorite reads of the year. Wait, I need to put these in like color order. And The Spell Shop, which is also a 5-star read. And then my 2 copies of Emily Wild's Encyclopedia of Fairies, which I actually might put, I have another little bookshelf that's on the other side of the room that I'm going to make like my display shelf, and I think I want to display all my pretty books on there, so these 2 might actually go on that shelf. And then I also have my most recent read, which is The Ornithologist Field Guide to Love, which I gave a 4.5 5-star. I don't know, I'm still like trying to figure out how I want to rate it. Now going to this 3rd shelf though, this is where I'm going to start putting just like my general fiction, I think, which I feel like I always have to do it by color. So we have our red books going first, and we have The Only One Left by Riley Sager, which is a 5-star read. And then we have The Maid, which is my favorite little cozy mystery. And then The Ruthless Elimination of Hurry, which is actually a Christian nonfiction, but it freaking changed my life. 10 out of 10, recommend. And then we have The Mary Shelley Club, which I think I gave a 4-star, and that is a YA like fun spooky season read. And then we also have Happiness for Beginners by Catherine Senner, which is a really cute outdoorsy romance. And then getting into our yellow books, I have Dial A for Aunties, which is a really funny like romance murder mystery type of book. And then we have Holiday Romance, which is the best holiday romance. This was my favorite Christmas romance read ever. And then we have Better Than the Movies, which is my all-time favorite YA romance. And then for more blue books, we have The House in the Cerulean Sea and A Man Called Uva. These are both very cozy fictions. This one is like a cozy fantasy kind of. And then we have Vera Wong's Unsolicited Advice for Murders. This one I actually still have to finish. I'm like halfway through, but I started reading it and then never finished it. So I still have yet to actually finish that. Oh, and then my beloved Funny Story, which is my absolute favorite Emily Henry book. Granted, I've only read 2 of them so far. Beach Read I have read. And then going into some of our like white and gray books, I guess. We have Legend, which was a recent read that I really enjoyed. It's a YA dystopian novel. And then we have The Silent Patient, which was actually, I believe, the first thriller I ever read, and I rated it, I think 4.5 or 5 stars. And then we have Love in Other Words, which is a second chance friends to lovers, like childhood romance type of thing. Okay, I think that's it for that shelf as well. Oh wait, you know what? That's not it for this shelf. And then for like our black books, we have Such Sharp Teeth, which is a really fun fiction, good spooky season read, which I rated, I think 3.75, but I really liked it, so I wanted to keep it. Then we have Project Hail Mary, which is my favorite sci-fi. So fun, so cozy, and fast-paced. And then we have one of my new favorite YA thrillers, which is That's Not My Name, and this is a newer release. And then we have some 4 and 5-star reads. In My Dreams I Hold a Knife. This one is a 5-star read for me. And then we have some Blake Crouch books. We have Dark Matter and Recursion, which this was a 4-star, and I think this was a 3.75 4-star as well. Okay, now getting into some more of my series. For some of my favorite series, I of course have the Finley Donovan series, which I love this series so much. It's a funny murder mystery and a tiny bit of romance, but it's hilarious, and I love it so much. All these books have been 4 and 5-star reads for me, except for I did order one of them from the UK, I think, so it's like bigger than the rest of them, so I have to get that fixed as soon as possible. And then we have the Housemaid series, which is my favorite like thriller series. I feel like Harry Potter should get his own shelf, so we're gonna save that for another shelf. We also have the Shatter Me series, which I am currently reading the last book in the series, well, Imagine Me, which is like the 6th or 7th. And then I still have to read Believe Me, which is the novella. It has taken me so long to read those books. And then I have the Percy Jackson series, which I actually have only read the first book out of, so I still have the last 4 books to read. And then for this last little section, we have the Chronicles of Narnia series, which these are actually my childhood books. I've had these books, I think, since I was like 8. So I hold these very near and dear to my heart. And then the second to last shelf is going to be my Harry Potter shelf. Ah, so cute. Isn't he so cute? So he's gonna sit right there. I do have to go to the movies very soon. I have like 10 minutes until I have to be ready to go, but I've made some decent progress. Like I said before, I am going to like decorate these a little bit more. I just wanted to get all the books like where they were going to be. So I'll see you guys in a little bit after the movies. Hello friends, I'm back from my little movie excursion. So hopping back where we left off, I'm now gonna start this shelf. So I think I'm going to go by color and genre. So I'm going to put all of my romance and general fiction books on these two shelves, and then probably do the middle shelf, my library books bin, and then my new purchases maybe, and then the shelf below, we're gonna do all fantasy, and then the bottom shelf is probably gonna be hardbacks, I think. I don't know. Once I put it all up, I'll see if I want to keep it that way or not. But starting with my lovely stack of pink books. We have Lovely War on the bottom, I Hope This Finds You Well, Places We've Never Been, Reggie and Delilah's Year of Falling, Betting on You, Practice Makes Perfect, The Happy Life of Isadora Bentley, Lonely Castle in the Mirror, and then The Storied Life of A.J. Fickery. So pink, now I need orange. For my orange/reddish books, we have Two Wrongs Make a Right, The Dead Romantics, The Alchemist, The Authenticity Project, Nosy Neighbors, Book Lovers, and The Book of Lost Names. This one's kind of brown though, but that's okay. I still think it looks all right. And actually that'll flow well because yellow is going next. And for my yellow books, we have Iona Iverson's Rules for Commuting, The Do-Over, Happy Place, Deadly Little Scandals, Part of Your World, and Anne of Green Gables. Oh, I need another yellow book. That's gonna bother me. Oh, I do have another yellow book. Oh, I have two yellow. Oh, no, one yellow book. Wait, I have two yellow books. Well, this one's kind of sunset-ish, but these ones are recent buys, kind of within the last few months. But I have Sarah Adams' The Match and The Summer of Yes. This spine is super cool though because it follows from the front, so it's like a sunset on the spine, which is gonna go really well because it has pink, orange, and yellow. So it kind of ties all these colors together very nicely. I do feel as though that should be over here though. Look how beautiful that looks. I don't know, I still feel like this one kind of sticks out. So next we have our green and blue books, and for that we have Wild About You, It's Kind of a Funny Story, People We Meet on Vacation, Little White Lies, Eleanor Oliphant Is Completely Fine, and The Brilliant Life of Isadora, no, that's the other one, The Beautiful Life of Eudora Honeysett, which I think this cover is so stinking cute. Okay, we've come to a little problem though, because now I have this entire shelf with nothing to put on it. Maybe I'll put my book basket on here. Oh wait, I'm missing a romance book. Oh, I'm missing a stack of romance books. I also have Bringing Down the Duke, Love and Gelato, The Great Gatsby, To All the Boys I've Loved Before, and then all of the Summer I Turned Pretty books. Maybe I'll put the box set right here. No, where should I put this? There we go, perfect. I need to fit one more book in here, come on. Dang it, that's not gonna fit. Well, now I need something to put here for now. You know what, we're just gonna put the tape measure there, just to mark our spot. Okay, so now I gotta put all my library books in my little book basket. Now what should I put here is the question. Oh my gosh, I'm missing another book. I feel like I just keep finding them around my room. Let me make sure I'm not missing any other freaking books around here. Okay, well we're gonna leave this bare for now so I can move on. Okay, so going to this next shelf down. Oh, I am too tall. Or I guess you are too tall. Is that better? I think it is. Ow, my knee just popped. Ow, my hip just popped. Why am I an old lady? So now I think this is going to be my fantasy shelf. Oh, you know what I could do? I don't have a very large stack of mystery thrillers, which is interesting because I feel like that's one of my more read genres. Okay, yeah, that works out. Except for I kind of wanted this shelf to be like cute and colorful. So maybe we'll move that actually. Okay though, still going in color order. I have my red and orange fantasy books. So we have Spineless, which is a middle grade. And then we have Vow of Thieves, Dreadful, The Girl Who Circumnavigated Fairyland in a Ship of Her Own Making, Ruin and Rising, and Illuminae. Illuminae is actually sci-fi, so this is like sci-fi and fantasy. I feel like fantasy books really only come in reds, blacks, and other dark shades. I also have Scythe and The Ogress and the Orphan that are kind of red and orange, I guess. Okay, the other large amount of fantasy books that I have are blue, so I don't think red and blue go very well next to each other. So maybe I'll do black next. Oh my gosh, what are these? Okay, wait though. I have this like Throne of Glass light box thing that I want to put up on my fantasy shelf. So maybe I'll put the Throne of Glass books first, which I only have the first 4. So Throne of Glass, Assassin's Blade, Crown of Midnight, and Heir of Fire. Assassin's Blade you can put wherever you choose. I think I'm gonna read it first though, so I'm gonna put it in front of everything. Okay, this bothers me though. I have the old cover in the first book and the new covers in the rest of them. So I definitely need to get that fixed so they all match. Okay, I feel like I need to put my blue books up first because it just matches the little box. So for my blue fantasy books, this one is more of a fiction than it is a fantasy, but it's got like some magical realism, so I just put it with the fantasy. But we have Second Star to the Left, Other Birds, Strange the Dreamer, House of Salt and Sorrows, To Kill a Kingdom, A Curse So Dark and Lonely, and The Lost Bookshop. Here you can see the actual spines better. Ooh yeah, I like the blue better. Okay, I'm gonna put my red books that I just said on the bottom here. Okay, I might have to put my white books on this shelf. And for my white fantasy ones, I have Among the Beasts and Briars, The Stolen Heir, Cornelia Funk's Reckless, which is in the Petrified Flesh series, I guess. Then we have The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy and The Darkest Part of the Forest. I don't know if I like the white next to the blue though. That contrast kind of bothers me. And then now going into my black fantasy books, I've got The Looking Glass Wars, Crooked Kingdom, The Darkest Minds, Beasts of Prey, Fireborn, and The Girl Who Could Move Shiz with Her Mind. And then I also have Greenwild and The Mountain in the Sea, which I don't really know where to put these guys. So I'm just gonna put them on the end right here for now until I find a better spot for them. Oh, and Some Kind of Happiness, which is gonna go on the top somewhere. I'll deal with that later. Okay, now we're getting into all my hardbacks and then we're done. So for my first stack of hardbacks, I've got The Wedding People, The Dagger and the Flame, A Sorceress Comes to Call, The Rom-Commers, Intermezzo, and Live No Lies by John Mark Comer. And for my other stack, I've got Vengeance of the Pirate Queen, The Wonderland Trials, Grace of Wild Things, The Rulebook, The Last Murder at the End of the World, and The Stardust Grail. And then for my last hardback stack, whoa, I've got Just for the Summer, Interesting Facts About Space, One Star Romance, The Wild Huntress, and Belladonna. And then the last book that I didn't mention, well, last two books that I didn't mention are The Night Circus and Furthermore. So we are going to start putting the hardbacks on this shelf. Oh, and I also have the Creative Act, A Way of Being, which I have not read yet. I am going to do it by color again, because of course. Okay, I think I'm gonna switch this up a little bit. Ow, my toe. There's something wrong with my toe. I think for this shelf, I'm gonna move my mystery thrillers to go down here, and then I'm gonna start my fantasy up here. So I'm gonna start with all my blue books, because I feel like that would look prettier, and then move my red ones over here maybe. On this shelf down here, I'll do the rest of my fantasy books, and then start my mystery thrillers. Bottom shelf, or the second to last shelf, is kind of a mix of fantasies and mystery thrillers, but I don't have that many mystery thrillers physically, because I read most of them on my Kindle, so I think that's good enough. So this is the whole thing. It's so pretty. So now that I know where all of the books are going, now it's time to fine tune it and really like bring it all together with whatever decorations I'm gonna put on it, because this tape measure is not staying there. But what do I want is the question on my shelves. I know I want my sweet little Raspberry Hedgehog Jellycat. So I will probably put up here with the fiction. I just feel like that makes sense. My little bust guy is probably gonna go here because I do have some dark academia kind of in this corner. I have my little candlestick and my little mushroom that are probably gonna go by the fantasy books. Oh, and my plant cuttings. I cannot forget about them. Okay, I already know that some of this is gonna change over the next couple weeks as I like acquire different decor. But for now, I think it's kind of cute just to do a little semi-final tour. Here is what we've got so far. Pretty. I'm leaving this shelf empty because I know like as I read more books, I'm going to be adding more to this shelf. But we've got all of our favorites on here with all my little mushrooms, my fantasy stuff, all my other favorites that don't really fit into a specific spot, my series, my Harry Potter, and then my entire physical TBR, which I will get to eventually. I'm slowly but surely making my way through this shelf. And then this right here is my display shelf, but I obviously have not put it together yet. I still have to get a couple things for that shelf. I have to get more of the picture frame holders that like hold the book, and then probably get a few little decor, like I'm gonna go thrift a few little decor things for that. So I'll add those clips in when I do that. Okay, I literally just recorded this entire clip, but my microphone wasn't on, so that was great. But as I was saying, I did put the shelf together a little bit. I went and got some extra like picture frame holders and just put all my pretty books over here. So it feels really good to have a display shelf so I have more room to put like actual organized books on my main bookshelves. But up here I just have my special edition of The Cruel Prince, and then The Unmaking of June Farrow, The Spell Shop, The Ornithologist Field Guide to Love. I did move some over from the fantasy shelf over to here because they're just my pretty books. And then of course I have all my Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies copies and editions. I am going on a book buying ban for a couple months. I think I'm going to try and challenge myself to read at least 1 or 2 shelves full of books on my physical TBR before I buy any new ones, because I have an entire bookshelf full of books that are unread, and I just think that's a little bit ridiculous. In 2025, we are challenging ourselves to getting our physical TBR way down. But that is all for my bookshelf tour. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys in my next one or somewhere on Instagram. Mwah.